Check, check, check. Sound check. 1, 2. Sound check. 1, 2. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. I have 0 viewers right now, which is good. Nobody is aware of this, so gives me time to set things up. How you doing? Just starting to get this show on the road. This is a impromptu stream. Hoping somebody joins. Just had some time to kill. Amal, right on cue. Glad you could join me. It's just you and me, baby. It's just you and me. I'm trying to set up the audio. I have no idea. It's been a while. Been a while. I had some downtime. Came home. I'm wearing an inappropriate baby blue polo shirt. It's a little too early for this, but what the hell, man? I threw it on. It's getting warmer out in the Northeast of the United States of America. Share the link. Oh, good, Vimal. I guess that's good. I really don't have a lot to talk about, but figured I'd fire one up. No intro either because I'm tired of getting copyright strikes, and then having GMT cut it out, and then we have to start all over again. So howdy. Kapok goes to Switzerland. Yes, we did. We saw, we went, we saw, we conquered, we kicked some ass. We kicked some Switzerland ass in Geneva. It was a lot of fun. And I actually logged onto my Instagram and I have not, because I figured that would be some content I could share with you guys. Even though you could see it, I can give you some context. So we have that going for us. Appreciate that from all. Let me just see. I'm going to try to see if I could screen share. I think I can. And yeah, okay. And then I wonder though if I click on it, what'll happen. Looks like I can do it. And let me see. I'm going to share it now. Split view. No. All right. So you guys, okay, you're seeing this, and let me just see if I click on one, what happens? If it kicks me out. No, it doesn't. Perfect. This is great. That was today. Oh no, that was Wednesday. Yesterday, April 29th. We're in a 53:26. There we go. I'm back. Give me some time. This stream is practice. This is a practice run. I'm solo, baby. I have no Kapok is just Cap right now. Ak, I don't know what he's doing. It's actually Watch Week in New York, Madison Avenue Watch Week, something that they put together. I get a lot of emails from it. All the different brands, JLC, Lange, I guess all the boutiques. 1916 Company is having an event tonight. I registered to go just to have it registered in case I showed up. Didn't make it there. I don't know. I just didn't feel like going. It's somewhat of a letdown. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how it would be. I'm sure these events are fun, and Madison Avenue and all these different watch events they have going on. Some places I never heard of. Bucoletti is having something, and like I said, 1916. I might go to 1916 in Manhattan on Saturday. I signed up for. I think Q. That guy Q is giving a talk. I know Masso is, I think, doing an early talk or a Friday speech or talk, and that guy Q is speaking on Saturday. I think it's 11 to 1. No, it's I'll tell you in a minute. I think it's 1 to 3. So everybody in New York, near New York, maybe that's something somebody wants to go to. Yo, Robert. All right, so we have the our usual suspects and supporters of Mr. GMT. and the Mr. GMT show. Vamal, let me try this. Let's go with the showing comments. Okay, Cap, do you have alternate straps? I do. I have one. It comes with the black. So this is the 5326G Patek. You guys know that. I did not take this to Geneva. Thought about it, and for my first trip there, I didn't. I was in a safe area. I'm kind of glad I didn't take this though, because I think I would have been looking over my shoulder a lot more. There were some nights where I was walking home from Leopard Lounge, where all the superstars were. Kind of a weird Euro place, but we managed to get in. A lot of drinking. I was good. I drank a little bit, but not a lot. And who did I see? The really only person I ran into of any consequence in the watch world is Jacob, and it was like a 2-minute passing. Kind of walked in front of me. I think he was heading out. There was kind of grease dripping all over him. I shook his hand. I said, "Oh, hey Jacob, how you doing?" He didn't know me from a hole in a wall, but in that crowd, you have no idea. Burb, thanks for the support. So I do have alternate straps. I have the black strap. It's kind of a textured, I think it's leather on the inner strap or calfskin and textured on the outside. So I guess you would call it what's that material? It's not calfskin. It's oh man, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, but can't remember it. I cannot remember that strap. Rico? No, it's not Rico. What is the name? I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me at some point. So I do have the one strap that it comes with in black, and I want to change it actually on that strap, because this strap, sailcloth. Yep, you got it, Burb. That's why you'd be a good sidekick, man. You should jump on if you want. I have nothing to talk about. Sailcloth, you're right, and like textured. So this strap is going to get dirty. There's just no doubt about it. It's too light, so I'm going to have to get some sort of cleaner to get the smudge off that. And it's just natural wear. If I wear this to work, desk diving, even here, I put it on this desk. I have black wood. It's going to get dirty. There's just no doubt about it. And these straps probably go for new at Patek. I'm thinking it's $800 or something like that. And someone recommended getting a pin buckle. I think it was Brian the Pipe, and putting that Patek pin buckle on the other strap, which makes a lot of sense, because I don't want to futz with taking the deployant off of this one every time if I'm swapping straps out, and I don't want to buy a second deployment, which will be, I don't know, $2,000 to $4,000. Someone in the chat may know exactly, but I think it's closer to $4,000, which is pretty insane. I mean, hopefully it's 2,000, but I'm not. Either way, I'm not getting it. But the pin buckle makes sense. That way, this is a quick adjust strap, but or quick release in the back, which is great, except that if your strap is not ready to go, you would have to take the deployant off and then swap it on the other strap. So there's a downside. So let's get to I have a VC story for you guys too recently. Let's get to Bob. We love Bob. I want a JLC Master, and thanks everybody for hopping on. I hope to provide some entertainment. I want a JLC Master Control Chrono white dial. Yeah, that's an amazing watch. We had a great meeting with JLC, private meeting that we got in thanks to basically Mr. Ghost, who arranged, not even arranged, basically was called into meetings because we everywhere we went, we asked for meetings, and there was the two of us, and I think OC came in for the JLC meeting a little bit after it was going on, but those are so important, and to set them up in advance would be even better if you could do that. And we didn't have the expedited pass to throughout Watches and Wonders where they had like a fast line. So that's $500. I had no idea that all of these I don't want to call them boutiques, but exhibitions or exhibition booths had like a fast track line. So if you didn't have that ticket, and I didn't for both days, I just got the basic your basic bitch ticket. You're waiting on a 3-hour Rolex line and you're missing half your day. You know, I was only at Watches and Wonders for 2 days. It would be spent online. Luckily, we able to maneuver ourselves through the Rolex line. That was good. We knew people and just kind of got through quicker. And I actually went on that line both days. Second day I waited a little bit, but again, got there a little bit quicker to the front. So what was I saying? Yeah, that ticket is well worth it to skip all the lines if there's any, because AP had a huge line to get into their exhibition. Cartier, a huge line. I think Patek's might have been big. Tudor, forget. Tudor was a long line. So there was a lot of lines if you didn't have the means to get through them. But we spent the most time with Lange, private meeting, sick, amazing, because they'll bring pieces out to you and you're sitting in your own room with couches. It's just much more relaxed and fun. And you could ask questions, talk about the pieces, touch and feel them, put them on the wrist, rather than look at them in behind cases. And it was a lot of fun. So that JLC, back to Bob, the Master Control was pretty amazing, and the Reversos too. We got to see a couple of different Reversos. I asked if we could see, and we did, that skeleton chrono with I think black on one side and the skeletonized on the other side, and we saw the one on the Milanese, that gold with that champagne gold dial, which was absolutely incredible to touch and feel on the wrist. And really, everyone, also you put your name or your email, with them when you leave, and they'll follow up. Thank you for attending the boutique. Click here if you want a private meeting near your town, and if you want to register interest in pieces. Same thing with Vacheron. So JLC, Lange, which was incredible. We saw that Lange 1 Lumen, and their display of that gigantic Lange 1 Lumen was insane. I tried to capture it on the video. I thought it was crazy. Vimal. So shout out to Robert Wood. Shout out to one thing on Robert Wood on an upcoming, hopefully soon, Tuesday night show. I actually met at Time to Watches with Armand at Sartori Ballard. So we spoke for a bit, and through exchanging contact information, Armand's assistant or representative reached out to me because they want to hopefully appear on the Watch Hangout show. So Robert, who's a host of the Tuesday night show, which I think is perfect for Sartori Ballard, and he's an excellent host, and he I'm sure will be informed, and probably is already informed of those watches. Will be asked, able to ask intelligent, coherent questions about the brand and about the pieces and the lineup. So look forward to that. I might pop on and appear on that show, but I'm sure it's leaving it in Robert and the group and the team and the panel's capable hands. They could do a much better job than I could, for sure. So let's see. Cap, I have Patek, fear of missing out, FOMO, but budget is US $35K. Well, listen, you can get a lot of pre-owned Calatravas for much less than $35K. If not complications. Get a gondola. There's some gondola annual calendars, might be around 35. I don't particularly like those, but you certainly can get smaller Pateks. Maybe even, well, for 35, you can get mine 5220, 5227, any of the 5227s. The R, the J, which is what I have. I think those are well under 35, but those are basic, dress pieces. Um, if you go into the archives, so the first Calatrava, the 96, is a smaller piece, but I don't know how much those are going for, if the older ones are or more, but get the 36 millimeters, 6119. Probably can get some of those what they call the AutoZone pieces. Um, they made that minute repeater this year at the AutoZone. So that probably brought some attention to the other I don't know what the reference is for the AutoZones, but basically the racing inspired Patek Calatravas. So I'm kind of bouncing around here. Thanks for the support, Burb. Okay, here we go. We got AB. Hey, Cap, what's up, AB? Vimal gave that. Yeah, I gave no heads up, as you know, AB. I just decided I had some downtime. I figured let me fire up the stream and cover a couple of things, talk about my, the Geneva trip again, go to, oh, what happened? Oh, shit. I was looking for that link to my Instagram because I wanted to share some of it, and now it's gone. That sucks. So let's see. I'll log back on while we're chatting here. Oh, here's Bob. Okay, yeah, the 6007. Right. So he's got the Patek Calatrava 6007, the racing inspired, I'll call it. Watches with the colorful dials, basically black with, I think this color, Bob, I think yours actually might be close to kind of this baby blue. Beautiful watch. I think those are great watches. The 5226. So I'm wearing the 5326, right? Great watch. Didn't wear it to Geneva. I brought the Coke. I brought the Hermes H08, and I brought the beige OP. I figured that was appropriate, the beige OP for the oyster case celebration. And I wasn't wearing a giant Cookie Monster, that I'd be concerned about losing or theft or whatever, or someone trying to take it off my. Not that there was a huge concern there, but I did, and I always do this when I'm trying on watches. I leave the watch that I'm wearing on the tray. I did that twice, and that was my bigger fear, that I would just leave it there and it's a lost watch, right? I walk away, they don't know who owns it, where, didn't want to deal with any of that. Plus, first time over there, get my feet wet, ease into it. I don't really care. I wasn't, trying to flex my watches with anyone else. Who am I going to flex my watches to? Jacob? Whatever watch you're wearing, someone else is going to have something that much better. So, I mean, better being subjective, because I think the Coke's a great watch to wear. I think I could have worn a tag there. I mean, you could wear anything unique, that speaks to you, is in your collection, is meaningful. Maybe it's your, father's, grandfather's Rolex date just doesn't matter. I think those are really cool. Because in a flex, you're not going to beat. It just doesn't matter, because as you guys know, that the level, there's no end to where this can go. So, I think you wear something that's unique, that you like, that's special to you. So that's what I did. Here's AB. This is a good idea. Get a 5212 strap monster. Yes. Steel allows you to make an everyday piece. Yes. And it's unique. That's a cool piece. You can wear that everywhere. That's a great, the weekly calendar. It's got that unique dial. The handwriting, the handwritten, I think days of the week on the outside, I'm pretty sure, or no, months of the year, right? I think it's got both as the weekly calendar. trying to envision what that dial. I know what the dial looks like, but I'm trying to envision that. I could pull it up, but it's just gonna take me all over the place. So having worn this, I think the 5226, which is like 40,000 plus, right? 5226G is a phenomenal watch. I'd love to have both, but it's too redundant in my collection because I think the other one is just so clean, and it's got the matching date window as well, which I think is terrific. So I know there's a few folks, I think Brian the Pipe being one of them, and there's a few others. Even JJ, I thought, was interested in that watch, and I think that would be suit him well. Let's go to Bob. Capo on the real man's Patek. Mine is more Patek with training wheels. No, I would not. I wouldn't say that at all. Is your Patek, Bob? Are those pieces? Is the one you have, the 6007, is that, and I had the 6006. The 6007 is I think more robust than the 6006 G that I had. And mine had the off-center seconds and the micro rotor, which was very cool. But I think for sportiness, I think the 6007 is more sporty. Mine was kind of in between. And I don't know, I was looking more for a classical or traditional Patek as my first one. I was like, I really need a dress watch. And that's why I swapped that watch for the 5227 J. But a lot of people love that's kind of an eclectic cult-like following, that 6006. And Terry Stern, I think, really spoke highly of that piece in the Calatrava lineup. But is your watch, Bob, steel, or is it white gold or some other gold? Let me know in the chat because I forgot. Vimal, Cap, we get a Lange next. Well, I don't know if I'll get a Lange next. Actually, I'm on the list. I got the call. I got the call for a VC. But it wasn't the VC that I wanted, and it wasn't a VC that I registered for. So basically, I told him politely, thank you, but no thank you, because I am waiting for the cardinal points. So I registered interest at my local boutique, and I also when I went to Geneva, I gave them the information about my local boutique and everything else, and they took it down. Maybe they relayed it to them, but then I made a personal visit after I got back and registered interest and saw, for probably the fourth or fifth time now, the cardinal points and the overseas cardinal points. And I tried on all of them, but the green and the blue spoke to me as the 1-2 for me. And I know it's cliche on the blue, but it's a nice watch, and it's a matte blue. It's not the greatest blue dial ever, right? Like the current overseas is the 4520, which I also registered interest for, the 4520, because what I got allocated, which they were going to sell me, they wanted to sell me this watch, and it was literally within like less than a week of going there, which is not I don't think this speaks anything of me. I think it's just the state of where the watch is the Vacheron, the Vacheron Historique 222 in gold. So I was allocated or given the opportunity to purchase the 222 in gold. So the Vacheron Historique 222 in gold and yellow gold. And I declined that opportunity for a couple of reasons, but I'll be honest with you. One of the reasons is it's 37 millimeter. And as much as I wore a 18238, it's 36. I could pull it off. It still wears a bit small on my wrist. That's number one. Number two is I really don't like that design on the bracelet. It's got a funky, if you look at the bracelet, that design, and it's kind of a thicker bracelet, it just doesn't appeal to me. What I'm going to do now, because I want to start pulling something up here. 222 gold. Let's do value for money. Okay. Let's do value for money. I'm going to try to get a visual up here. Here we go. All right, let's do this. This is going to be a shitty still picture, but it's better than nothing. Let's do this. Okay. All right, sharing the screen. Here we go. So this is what I was allocated. All right. Here we go. It's got this beautiful kind of creamy dial that I love. Date window, super clean right there. Nice watch, but you notice, look at how thick in this kind of integrated case here. It's pretty thick in terms of the bracelet, right? If we go to all the photos, look at that. And when I look at it, it's kind of got is that a hexagon design? If someone could tell me, look at this. So what is that? Is that a hexagon? Is that a hexagonal shape? Beautiful movement. I mean, you can't argue that, and it's super thin. So it's a great piece. This price is absurd because I think they're gettable on Chrono or other markets for in the low 60s. So this is an $80,000 retail watch, right? And let me see, because there's been a bunch of chats coming in. $80,000 retail watch plus tax. So in my state, you're looking at 6%. So add 6% on top of 80. So your out the door price is 8 times at 6%. That's 5% will be 4, 6 would be 4, 8. You're looking at another $5,000 on top. So 85,000, you can get it for 60. So there's no way on God's green earth that I'm buying this at Vacheron. Just not going to do it. And I don't really love it. I mean, it's if it were, I'd get it if I could break even. How about that? Then I would get it. Then I would get it because everyone goes for the steal. I think this is elevated. So I do see why this is expensive. Is it $80,000 expensive? I mean, way above a day date. I know it's Vacheron. They don't consider themselves the Holy Trinity, by the way. They think of themselves as outside of the Trinity. So they don't even like the comparison to Patek and Audemars Piguet. I believe it's more Audemars Piguet, but they kind of like to stand on their own. And they in their marketing and everything else, I think they do. But this year at Watches and Wonders, they clearly stood out and made a huge impact. There was a lot of buzz on this watch on VC and what they came out with, including the 2500V, which was insane. In that salmon ultra thin. So they did a tremendous job and created buzz, and it was apparent at the fair. Lot of activity at VC. Let me see what's going on in the chat. So I'm glad I pulled something up, which is good. I won't bore you with my Captain Subby Instagram, which I don't have anymore. Yes, it has the week numbers, AB. This goes back to the 5212, and then there's, I think, the days in the week in there as well. Hey, what's up, Marcelo? How are you doing? I saw that you did stream with Mommy. I enjoyed it. You were talking about some Rolexes and I think the cookie, your Smurf, and some other stuff. So good to see you back on. I'll try to join you or show some support down the road because I hadn't seen you in a while. So good to see you back. Hope everything is well. Hey, by the way, Marcelo, there's a Japanese watchmaker, if you're still watching, Naomi Haida, who I actually met. He doesn't speak a word of English. and he just kind of sat there like a figurehead. I want to say, yeah, Naomi Hida or something, Hida, something like that. Miss GMT did some. She's on Instagram. She's a big social media influencer. She did something on him because I guess he does lot like some sort of a application system, and he came out with 7 watches this year, and you have to apply, and he makes anywhere from 2 to 10 pieces of each model. And I guess it probably takes a year or so, maybe a year to 2 if you were selected. And so there's no, I don't know how you get selected. I guess you have to write something compelling, but those are super really nice looking niche independent um pieces with I guess that he hand finishes the movements, and I think he sourced movements as well for at least one of the pieces, some old movements. Anyway, um all right, let's go to what did I like those, but it's 40. I think I need 38-ish. Oh, I got you. So we're back to the 6007. Yes. Um oh, white gold. So Bob on the 6007. Good, good, good. Um I think white gold is cool. I like the stealthiness of it. It's obviously an expensive metal. Um and steel is for a sports watch, but I know they make them like the 5212 is probably more sporty and it's special, but if I'm paying a lot of money, I'd prefer to have gold. That's just, and having said that, I might get a titanium VC. So they offered me this thing. I declined it, right? This was the low hanging fruit for them because they want to sell it. But there was no issue because I never really registered for it. So it doesn't hurt me. But the other thing was I also put in for the 4520 overseas blue dial. So I felt like that's a what would it's interesting though, because now I have the 2 cardinal points and the 4520 blue. Those are the ones I registered for. I'll probably get another allocate. I'll probably get an allocation of one of those watches. The problem is the easier allocation for them, or the one that that VC would likely prefer customers to get, is the blue dial overseas, because while there's still demand for that, there's going to be a lot less demand for that than the cardinal points. So let's see what happens. I felt like I needed to add that watch because I had that watch at the 4500 level, and now the 4520 is the tapered bracelet. It's close to retail. That's a watch I would buy. But how do you, if they allocate me that, then you're going to say I'm going to get 2 overseas, that watch, and then one of the cardinal points? Doesn't really make sense. So maybe I shot myself in the foot by registering for that watch. You know, cardinal points, titanium. Cardinal points are, you know, a travel time, which is great, but it's still an overseas. So Bob loved the cardinal points, but those prices, damn. Yeah, there's been, I spoke to a few people that feel give it 1 or 2 years, and since it's not a limited watch other than limited by production, which I love that word. It's code for, I guess, limited, um, limited number, but limited by production. We'll see how many of those cardinal points they pump out. I mean, they have 4 colorways. They're going to be in significant demand, and let's face it, these companies are in the business of making money. So I suspect they're going to be making putting a lot of those out there. Yeah, yeah, Bob, I agree. I really didn't, you know, it doesn't really speak to me, but it's not a bad looking watch. But again, let's go to some other. Did I hit all the photos? I think I did. You know, good looking movement, obviously, hand finishing there. Is that the 4200? Is that, I don't know what that means. 50-meter water resistance. You're not going to wear this in water, but that's not terrible. It's more than Patek watches have at 30. Yeah, good looking piece. Good looking piece. Refined, good looking piece, but not getting it. Not getting it. Naoya. Okay, so let's get to the next one here. Good comments, guys. I passed on the Blue Dial VC a couple of months ago. Funds were tied up. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, regret it. Well, I mean, if your funds are tied, they're tied. I look at that watch as something that I can call up a Marco and get out and not lose my shirt. Now, having said that, remember those Blue Dial overseas were, really in the dumpster. When Bob was offered 15 for his. So, there's that. Let's see. Gamal. Hajime Ahsoka. Is that his name? Hajime Ahsoka. Ahsoka is the one that I think John Mayer and Ed Sheeran had, right? I think that's and I don't think it's, maybe you mistyped. I don't think it's Hajime Ahsoka, but it's close. It's Naoya Hida. Naoya Hida was at a separate independent part of the in Geneva. It was called, I think, Watches in Time. I forget these things. They're all a blur. There was one venue though that I met Swiss at, and that's where I saw Anderson Genève CEO. Incredible chronographs. I mean, world timers. Anderson Genève makes incredible world timers. They rival and exceed Patek Philippe, no questions. And I mean, they're less known and likely more limited. And I was close to buying one of those, or at least I made inquiries. And you never know. You never know. So Lange definitely would buy one of those because they're super impressive. But Anderson Genève, don't sleep on Anderson Genève. I would definitely buy one of those. But they're expensive. I would say they're probably $35,000-$40,000. So Naoya Hida is the one that in a month or so, maybe I think sometime in June, is going to open for 2 days. There's going to be a window to apply for the opportunity to purchase one of his pieces. I guess he came out with anywhere from 7 to 10, don't quote me, new collections. So, and very limited. Are they worth 20,000 up to like 80 or 100,000? I don't know if it's 100,000, but 20,000 and up to 50, 60. I mean, this guy is charging a boatload for these watches, right? I don't know if it's worth getting one of those over what was I going to say? There's that other Japanese brand, much lower price point. They were also at this independent fair. Like Kudoki was there, much lower price point. I think they came out with the new Kudoki. You guys know? If someone in the chat knows of that other Japanese brand, what the hell are they called? I forget. I don't know. I think you'd be better off maybe getting one of those over Naoya Hida. But I think it's like hitting the lottery. If he accepts your application, I think all of his pieces are going for well above retail. So there you have it. So if you guys want, try to do some digging, go on Naoya Hida's website. A lot of information there. Probably tell you how and when applications will open up. Biggie Sal with that gorgeous overseas blue. That's another one. I would love to buy that at retail at the AD, but I didn't put in for that either because obviously on the secondary it's a lot less. But look, I think there's valid reasons for getting it at VC as well. Establishing the relationship, you have a good connection with the brand, you develop a good connection, you get invited to events, and you kind of go along for the journey. I passed on that gold 222. Yeah, too much moolah. I like it in the mid 50s. Yep, me too. Me too. So I'm glad I kind of saved 30,000. And these are the mistakes, if you will, that can really hurt and cost significant money. Um, and that money can be used to buy more watches. Am I okay with the retail on the Cardinal? Well, I mean, we have no choice. I'm not okay with it. I wish it were 30s, somewhere in the 30s, but I think the titanium gets that price. It's harder to machine titanium, but they always seem to have that titanium premium like they do with the Rolex Yachtmaster in titanium. Um, I don't know. I mean, we'll see where they go, but I think initially when they start rolling out, they're going to be materially higher than retail. Now, as we've seen, that number can then slowly erode over as they roll them out over the next year or two. Let's see how fast I get a call, if at all. I may have, again, completely shot myself in the foot, in which case I'll get a 4520 and I'll be happy with that. I'll have that back in the collection. Yep, 10K. Holy crap, the gold 222. I think it's 20. Jamal. I don't know. I think it's closer to 20. I did not go to Frank Mueller in Geneva. There's quite a few brands that I missed in Geneva. Believe it or not. And I saw a lot of watches, but we would spend, let's say, an hour at Lange getting very comfortable. And so there's an hour gone that I couldn't jump in and see Oris or IWC. I like walked right past Parmigiani and they had that Parmigiani chronograph that everyone's talking about. And I wanted to go to Parmigiani. If I look back at my photos, I may actually have seen that watch and walked past the booth, but I didn't spend a lot of time there. So Tag Heuer, because I figure I could see Tag around me. Same thing with IWC. They're around me. Panerai around me also. So I'll see them eventually, but I kind of had to pick, you kind of had to pick your spots. And I saw as much as I could that was must sees. You know, we spent a lot of time at JLC. The second day, of course, Rolex. I got to see the Tudors. You know, the Freak. Did I really care? I mean, I went to a party one night where the CEO was there with some leather biker jacket. What I missed is we wanted to get these jackets that they were handing out at Ulysses Nardin, and I don't know what they were made out of, if it was plastic or pleather, but I had that on the list to saying we got to go to Ulysses Nardin to get that swag in their boutique. But I think there was a line or something. Something sidetracked us. You know, there's so much stimulation going on. You know, at all the you know, all the booths, if you will, the what do you want to call it? The exhibitions is what I call it. Hermes, insane exhibition, nuts. It was just mesmerizing what they did, and their watches were also beautiful. They had some enamel dials, looked like painted dials. Really doing some nice stuff. A new HO8, so definitely interested in that brand. Of course, I own one. Langes, I don't know, AB. I'd have to go back. And whatever I filmed in terms of on my Instagram, if I could pull that back up, I could try to find it. But I have a separate tab. I know we saw the you know, the Lumen, the Lange One Lumen from Lange. I tried that one on. Insane. That was an incredible watch. I'd have to go. Let's see. Let me try to find my Lange subfolder here. Not even subfolder. Try to find where when I was shooting some pics of the visit with Lange. Yeah, I'm actually looking. I did try on that that Vacheron 2500V. The thinness of that watch is incredible. Yep, I tried the perpetual calendar master controls. Happy about that. I'm looking at a bunch of JLCs, reversos that I tried on. Yep, there's a skeleton one that I tried on. Chrono, tried on a Tourbillon. I don't know the reference, but I tried on a silver dial rose gold tourbillon. So JLC only makes rose gold. I asked them about that if they made any yellow gold pieces. They said no, because their yellow is so nice and so muted or pretty in their view that they don't need yellow. And I was impressed by that because I was like, it's like they're not even gonna do yellow. Like they like their color of rose and their color of gold that they do, and everyone else can go fuck themselves. They didn't say that, but you get the point. I tried it. Okay, so I'm looking at this robot picture. Okay, so I tried on the Odysseus. I tried on the Odysseus. Play this video here. I'll show you guys now. This is called low budget. Check this out.
Échappe constance. So they need the power, the energy to transfer to So this is the échappe constance. So they need the power, the energy to transfer to
So that's the Odysseus.
So this is the échappe constance. So they need the power, the energy.
So this is a chronograph. This is a chrono with a date function chronograph. And I don't know what she was saying. You guys heard it. Yeah, the Odysseus is cool, but there's so many other integrated sports watches I would get. It is nice though. Now that you mentioned them all, but I don't love when you take a look at this for a second.
So this is the
look at that.
Échappe constance.
I don't know if I like the lugs.
So they need the power, the energy to transfer.
Power and energy. I don't know what she's saying. If anyone else does, let me know.
So this is the échappe constance. So they
I don't know what she said.
Energy to transfer.
Something about energy transfer. Anyway, good looking watch. That's not my favorite. Oh, and then of course, Zeitwerk. Tried this one on. Look at this. This is insane. Is amazing with the hand finishing and look at this. All right, so boom, right there. We set it for 11:59. I wanted to set it for 11:58 so that I would have more time, especially if I put this on Instagram. Decoration, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, see, look at that. Yeah, this was cool. I love the Zeitwerk. It's so pretty. Is amazing with hand finishing. Yeah. Anyway, you get the point. Then I saw this. This is the Datograph.
Did you have the Lumen as well?
I mean, this art on the wrist doesn't even do this justice. I mean, that Datograph movement is pretty insane. So you got the 1815 flyback chrono. This looks like it may even have another complication in it. I'm not sure. See that? Yeah, it's got the moon phase. Big date.
What did I
It's
say?
thick.
This one?
That was pretty crazy. So that was long. Oh, and then here you go. 1815 chrono. This is the special one. JJ Marco like this guy. Like this one. Very cool watch. I think I turned it around at some point. Is this upside down? No, it's not. Oh, I'm playing with the chrono. Yeah, it is upside down. You guys are seeing it backwards. Cannot go wrong with that watch either. So that was my Longa. Oh, and then of course the Lumen.
So this is a novelty for
Longa 1 Lumen. Insane.
26.
Six, yeah. Big one. Now it's small. Really see.
Yeah. My favorite Longa 1 for sure. I mean,
So this
it's not even close. Yep, not even close. Let's see. I'm doing a wrist roll. I want to see if there's another watch.
Yeah, thank you.
No, same one. Same one. Hold on. Okay. No, same. All right. That was that. Okay, let's see. JLC as FU gold. Yep, pretty much. Right? You take our gold or FU or you get the out. I need a reverse. I'd love to have a reverso at some point in my life. I think you have to have one. What's up, Jay Giddy? Good to see you, man. Thanks for hopping on, being in the chat, trying to keep you guys engaged. As best I can here. Odysseus, yeah, I'm not doing that. Sexy movement, yeah, Jen. All of the Longas, they do movements right. I did not. Yeah, another brand I whipped right past was Norcane. You know, I'm a fan of Norcane. I could have spent 2 minutes just going in there, trying on that stupid, the new Wild One, but I did see a video on it with Time and Tide, and Andrew McCutcheon always does a good job with those guys, and he went into exquisite detail at Watches and Wonders because listen, these press guys, they get private access, and they're there when no one else is there. So the public days are Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Why they don't have public days on a Friday? Don't ask. I have no idea. It makes no sense. But all of the press, and I guess other folks maybe buying these watches, maybe dealers, they're there for 4 days during the show. So they get like, the sneak peeks and everything else and the embargoes, blah, blah, blah. I did see an embargoed piece thanks to Robert Wood and everyone else on the Tuesday night show, Blake Rea. I was at the Beau Rivage at another independent showing of brands, where there's a couple of other brands too there that I actually did see. Oh, what did I see? Zeitwinkel. I saw another brand there. So I hit a few brands at that show at the Beau Rivage Hotel. They had 5 floors, watch brands on every floor. I wanted to get in, but I didn't because the door was closed to that high end brand. I forgot the name of it. I think they were having private meetings, but I was able to see Doxa and our friend over there at Doxa, who was on the show, and she spent like a good 45 minutes to an hour showing me all the Doxa stuff and one of the embargoed Doxas too. That's going to be coming out soon, and then she'll come on the show. She'll come on Tuesday night and talk about it with Robert and the rest of them. 2 favorite pieces from Geneva. Oof, probably the Cardinal Points would be one of them, and I don't know. I mean, if we want to go crazy, I would say Crayon. That Crayon piece was absurd. I and I could get it, but it's $150,000, or I should say 150,000 Swiss franc. So that was one of my favorites. Trying to think. I like the Rolex Celebration, or not, what they're calling the Jubilee, the Oyster Perpetual Jubilee motif dial. I was a fan of that. I love that watch. Another mistake I made. Going to that Rolex boutique, the Rolex owned boutique in Geneva, before a day or 2 days before. I think it may have actually been on the day I arrived there. So I was kind of going on momentum. Going into that Rolex boutique, they treated us great. We got to sit down and they bring out the pieces. And I had heard, because I never went to Watches and Wonders, that Rolex, all the new novelties are behind the case. You can't touch them, feel them. And I thought that was a shame, because, you know, it's seeing something through glass is like, you guys remember that movie? Some of you might, unfortunately. It means we're old. A Boy in the Plastic Bubble with John Travolta, where he couldn't breathe. He had to live in a plastic bubble. And, you know, they wheeled him out on the beach, but he was in a bubble. So he couldn't even breathe unless he was getting this air inside the plastic bubble. So that's kind of what it's like. That's kind of what it's like seeing the watches behind the glass. So at Rolex, they're rolling these watches out, and I got this watch. I got all the new novelties, the 100th anniversary, the 100-year one. I think they had almost all of them. But DOPs for sure they had, and we tried those on. The date just with the ombre, the green ombre. We had that on, and I'm posting videos on Instagram. No one in the public had this watch on their wrist or would know that it's even there. And I wouldn't have gone. OC took me to that Rolex boutique, Rolex owned boutique. We waited. I said, let's have patience. It was no line, really. There was very few people were on that line to get into the boutique, and let us in. Couldn't have been nicer. They actually gave us chocolate on the way out. I should have asked for a cap, not because of my name, but because, I mean, they were so generous that they probably would have grabbed one. What I didn't do is register interest in any piece, because I was just happy to be there at that point, kind of maybe tired, starstruck, who knows. They asked if the SA asked if we want to register for anything. Not that I would have gotten an allocation, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's say you put your name on a list or register, and you're one of the first people who register. You never know. Maybe you'd get, the watch gods would smile upon you, and then you'll have to, not the worst thing in the world, to travel back to Geneva to pick it up. I wouldn't mind doing that. So, Bob, I don't know if that answers your questions, but there was so many great pieces. It's hard to choose, and the Rexep Rexhepi experience was amazing. One of the highlights of my trip. Once I did that and saw Rexhepi's atelier and his workshop, I didn't even meet him, but I met his representatives, these two women who took me through this labyrinth in his atelier that they had set up to show the pieces. They had both chronographs covered with cloth, and basically did a slow reveal of each. Talked about the pieces and the pricing and Rexep and how he's kind of funny and he likes to make things fun. We talked about, he did a collab, and they were talking about the collab that he had recently done. I don't recall who it was with off the top of my head, but they were just great, inviting, offering me all sorts of whatever tea I wanted. It was really bizarre because, you're coming from overseas. They don't know you from a hole in a wall. You're just a watch enthusiast, who has an interest in watches, passion for it, somewhat of a collector and learning more as you go, gaining knowledge. And you're at kind of the mountaintop at that point. And then they're showing you these pieces, and I'm just like in awe, all of the hand finishing, you know, the artistry in it, and they're telling you the prices as if you can get allocated a piece. Maybe you could. I don't know. Again, didn't register for one. Shit, we're caught up. What's going on, man? This chat is dead. Nothing in the chat. Nothing in the chat. Let's see. Reverso and Bluesy, two watches I really want, AB. Yeah, I think a Reverso is great. Bluesy is also really good. I mean, are you talking about the gelato? Are you talking about the all gold Bluesy or the two-tone? I guess when we talk about Bluesy, generally we're referring to the two-tone, but it's unclear to me which one's the Bluesy. I think they're, you know, kind of both. There's always something else I want more. Yeah, there always is. I know. And by the way, I am trying to sell, and I guess you guys are here, so I'm looking to move on because I need to make some room for the next editions. I think I have it in here. I'm looking to move on from the Sea Dweller 16600. And this is not a sales pitch, but I might as well just throw it out there. It comes with this booklet, period correct, but this is not the booklet that came with the piece. I purchased this on eBay separately. It's the bullion table. Bullion. It's the Bullman table. So this is for diving. It's used for diving. The Bullman table, there's some sort of pencil in there. There's a calendar, and there's a diver extension. Boom. Then, of course, I have tags, papers. Came from got a 1-year warranty, which is it's authenticity guarantee and certificate of appraisal from who is this? Huntington Watch. Huntington Watch. But wait, there's more. I got a green tag. I'm not going to show you all this, but yeah, here it is. The Rolex Sea Dweller. This is, yeah, watch appraisal, whatever that's worth. From Huntington Watch. It's showing an appraisal for 10.4. Of course, I got the papers and booklet that came with this thing. Right here, the papers are in there. They're folded up nicely. Boom. I'm holding this. Why? Because I bought this off eBay too. This is an anchor with 4,000 feet, 1,220 meters. A Sea Dweller anchor. Throw that in. Boom. Here's the watch. I'm just telling you this, A, to show you guys, you know, a watch. Why not? And if anyone's interested, hit me up. It's very clean. It's got a slight hairline on the, yeah, there it is. At like the 3, between the 3 and the 4 o'clock, barely noticeable. Otherwise, perfect. It's a 1998 tritium dial. There's no lume left. Super clean. No Cyclops. Tremendous watch. Somebody expressed interest in it. Then apparently had a change of heart. I thought they were pretty serious about doing it. So, you know, let me know. I'm selling it for my cost, which is a favor to everybody because pain in the ass getting these watches and then ordering this shit on eBay. So, yeah, Duco did. I guess he wanted it, but I don't think he wanted it as much as he thought. No worries. It's where it's supposed to be in my collection. So I don't really have any compelling need to sell it other than I have a lot of watches and I feel maybe you can consolidate or sell some. It shows some discipline rather than just continually adding. And I also saw I saw a 1665 and I'm an idiot for not taking the a video or photo of that, unless I have it somewhere on my phone. But it was super expensive. It was $45,000 for a double red sea dweller, but it was totally mint. Box papers had everything. So I know, because of the place that I went to see it at, which is called Ponte's in Geneva. They had a lot of nice vintage Daytonas. They had vintage other I think some day dates, some really cool stuff. They had Pateks, they had APs, neo vintage stuff. 45,000 for the 1665. Too high. Can't do it. I saw one once for 35,000 US, but I don't know, it may have had some fugazi history. Like, I'm sure it may have been fine, but I just wasn't sure. So I passed on it. That was early on in the week too. So it's funny because everyone asked me what I bought, right? When you get back, oh, you buy any watches? You buy any watches? And I keep saying the same thing. Like it really, it's a fair. It's like if you go to a car show, do you buy a Ferrari? Do you buy the latest Porsche if you could get the opportunity? No, you go there to look at the novelties. But in Geneva, there's watch stores everywhere, right? I think Zurich has even more, by a lot in terms of stores. But I barely had time to see what they were displaying. I didn't see all of that. So to go check out the other shops would have been, I would need another week. So that's one piece, by the way, just to let you guys know. And I'm not going to pull it out, but actually I will pull it out. The Tokyo. I thought I had it near me. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Hold on. I'm going to pull out. So the Tokyo 2020, full set Panda dial, full Panda. There is not one, at least a week ago when I checked, there was not one of these listed for sale in the United States. Yes, you could get it from Japan, but you'd have to get it from Japan. And then they'd have to ship it to you, import duties, all this shit. I know Watchbox from time to time lists these. I don't think they're listing one now. They could be on Watchbox's website. I'm not saying that no website or no dealer is listing this on a site, on their own site. But on Chrono, I did not see one for sale in the US. That could change because they always someone always has one that they dribble out. But there's the Tokyo 2020, the Olympics that actually happened in 2021. That's a cool little fun fact. Came in a set of five different colorways. One representing each ring of the Olympic rings, of which there's 5. You got the wreath on there. You could always remove this case back too and put on a solid case back, or probably the sapphire sandwich too, because this is the 1831, the 1831 movement. So this is the generation prior to the current generation, and it's numbered. This one is number, I'm not going to tell you, but you probably could see it. I think it's 678 out of 2020. Let's see. So it is a quote unquote limited edition, right? Yeah. No, it's not 678. It's a different number. 876, which I think is a cool number, out of 2020. Limited, it says on the case. This is an Omega. So I think this is a pretty special Omega. I still have it. I've had this for a good 4+ years now, maybe more. Losing track of time. These things were super hot when they came out, but they've stabilized. They cooled off. Now they're stable, and I don't see a lot of them. So there's that. We have 15 people watching. What the hell should we do now? Does anyone want to join the panel? Join. There is no panel. There's just me. Anyone want to hop on? What do you guys think of the releases? Any favorite releases from Watches and Wonders? Maybe we could pull some of that up. There's a ton of videos, and I did not again, I'm still catching up on what the hell was even released at Watches and Wonders. So I'm looking at the videos after. Let's see. Cap, would you get the Rolex OP Jubilee? This is a good question. So gelato. Yeah, I had gelato. Always, and I think he's responding. Cap, would you get the Rolex OP Jubilee or the 100-year? Rolex OP Jubilee, not even close. But I requested both. I'm getting neither for my AD. So he hopes that something special comes in. So we'll see. I don't know what that means. It's going to be probably a day date, or I'd love to get one of those novelty day dates. The Aventurine, that's a really hot one. That is sweet with that Jubilee gold. It's a nice looking gold, and I like that motif dial. I wonder if they came out. I don't think they came out with any other day dates, right? No, I don't think they did. I would take the 100-year though. I would take either one. They're both collectible. I would be honored to have any one of those allocated to me. I'd be all over it. That's why I'm an idiot. Like, I feel like I should have at least tried with Rolex. Rexhep I'm okay with, and Crayon I could get, but those are $150,000. It's insane. These are what, 7,600, 8,600, something like that. For an OP, you got a special watch. I think they look in the case or in the metal, I should say, because I tried both of them on. They look damn good. The OP looks good. I mean, I'm wearing one now. No, I'm not. I'm wearing this. The OP. Where's the OP? Oh, I took it off before I came on. Sorry, guys. I'm wearing the 5326. It's really hard to take this off my wrist. Two-tone. The bluesy is the two-tone. All right, that's what I'm sticking with too. Watch fatigue with the releases, very few inspiring models. I don't know. I think there's so many watches that come out. Oh, the IWC, right? I have to see that, because didn't they come out with a very advanced, futuristic looking, kind of blacked out IWC, NASA, either NASA certified watch or NASA inspired. I have no idea. I know that the head of NASA wore an IWC when he went on the one of the missions from SpaceX. I think he's now head of NASA. But so IWC is making some inroads. I think that watch is I think it's expensive, right? I think it's on the higher end. I think that's a cool looking watch. Parmigiani came out with their unique twist and take and engineering on a chronograph, which people seem to love. Most people think that may be the watch of the fair. I got to check my Instagram or my photos to see if I actually walked past it. I know. Oh, you know what? I went to Laurent Ferrier. I think I saw their releases. But I've always liked that Tonda PF or whatever, the Parmigiani Fleurier Tonda, and the Tambour, right? No, I'm mixing things up. That's the LV. I always liked that integrated Parmigiani Tonda. So they're making nice dials, nice looking dials on that. The only thing I don't like is the coin edging or that riveting on the bezel. I just don't like the look of that. And otherwise, it's ergonomically wears well, looks good. So what's the point here? The point is I think there was a lot of really cool releases. I mean, I think there's too many watches. I mean, there's independent brands. If you go down that road, you know, you have your Patek, Rolex, and then you got a bazillion other brands. So I don't know. I think there's just a lot of content. That's you know, I think that's part of the problem. The prices are too damn high. Yeah, well, that's I think the other problem is that what they're going to find with these brands is probably a drying up of demand, and then they're going to discount. So that's probably where we're headed. Yeah, losing 20 to 30,000 in a year, can't do it. Can't do it. I mean, we know what these prices are, so we have a little bit of an advantage. I don't know if anyone though walks into Vacheron and unless they have money to lose, which some of them do, and they don't care, they want a boutique experience, they want to know they bought it at a boutique, they're not going to buy from a gray dealer. There are those customers, so they're the ones that are going to have to pay the 80,000 plus tax for a gold 222 Historique, because you and I are not doing that, and everyone else who's watching this channel or watching who's watched any of the Watch Hangout and JJ's channels or any of the other channels, unless you want to build a journey. But what can VC offer you to keep you in that journey? So unless you have money and you don't mind $10,000 to $20,000 losses, and watches are not investments, but again, you don't want to just keep throwing good money after bad. If you can buy something gray, what's to keep you in that journey? At least Patek has Nautiluses and Aquanauts and Cubituses that are over retail, so they can play that bundling game, right? Rolex can do the same. And based upon the lines of Watches and Wonders, they're doing fine. And I thought they did fine this year. I really did. I think people get disappointed when they don't, and they released that special off catalog, Daytona, some other off catalog stuff. I think they did fine this year. They didn't touch the Land Dweller. It was kind of like, here's a few pieces, and here's some OPs, and what else? That Daytona they did a Datejust green ombre. Not a bad year. I think Tudor had a pretty good year too. I think Tudor did pretty well with that Monarch. The ceramic Black Bay in full black ceramic, I think looks good. And what else did they do? They did a Monarch. They did didn't they do a 54? I think they did another color 54 in blue. Not bad. Not too shabby. I mean, they can't always roll out, discontinue the Pepsi, right? Discontinue the cookie. It's fine by me. I had my best year ever at Rolex. All I need is a Jubilee, OP, because I wanted the other Celebration OP. I was close to buying that for 19.5 or 19,000 when they discontinued that. And I'm not sure. I think that the Jubilee this year is actually more special than the Celebration dial, because this is actually a Jubilee. This is actually a 100-year anniversary celebration. The Celebration dial was not any of that. So aesthetically, it's kind of horses for courses. It's a coin toss. You like bubbles on your dial, or do you like all of those different colors? But it's pretty fun to me. It's a celebration. It's fun, and it's a collectible item. So checks a lot of boxes for me. Let's see. Confession time. Here we go. A couple of years ago, I bought an Omega 300M from their boutique at full price. Well, that's normal though. Back then, people were doing that. I almost did the same. I was offered a great white. Actually, they were offering me a discount And then people keep saying that boutiques don't discount. Well, that's not true because they were going to discount a white dial, a great white a couple of years ago. So I don't know. I don't know. People say things that are they're a boutique. I know I went to a boutique. An Omega owned, Omega run boutique discount. So nothing wrong with buying. I know people who still buy Omega. I've told people I can get them discounts on Speedmasters, let's say for a son's graduation. They're like, no, we're going to go and get the boutique experience. And one friend of mine got I think it was a reverse Panda, which I thought it was a good choice. I'm like, that's a good looking watch. More power to you. They don't want to just hand it over from, getting it through a gray dealer, even if it's new. They want to have the experience. So look, you could lose money on watches. That's okay. I think that the issue is when you're losing $5, $10, $20,000. It's a lot of money. I mean, $1,000's a lot of money, but I'm just saying, like, it's okay. You're not investing in these pieces for the most part. If I got a Rexep Rexepi and I could wear it for 3 to 5 years and then throw it up on an auction site, and the thing sells for 300 grand. Yeah, I would buy that. If I knew Crayon was going to go up $50 to $100,000, I'd buy it. But you're talking about a lot of money. On risk right now, Viper 188. Thanks for joining, Viper. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. I am wearing the 5326G white gold on this calfskin tan calfskin strap. There we have the hobnail or clou de Paris pattern there on the case. Clou de Paris, there it is, all around the case. Attached lugs, the point clasp, the Patek cross. I mean, insane watch, moon phase, travel time, dual time, annual calendar. So good. And below retail by a lot. Universal should have cabriolet watches are a bit interesting. Yeah, I'd have to go back to the cabriolet. Right, that was the. Let's see. Let me pull this up for Bob. Hold on, Bob. Bob's putting me to work. Let's see. Universal Genève Cabriolet. Okay. Cabriolet for sale. What is this? Are these how could they? The Cabriolet collection. Here we go. This must be. I'm trying to get it up for you, Bob. Here we go. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let's do a share screen. Let me do a share screen. Cabriolet. I don't know where Mr. GMT is, by the way. Usually he'll get a notification and he'll try to pop on. All right. So here we are, Bob. Cabriolet collection. Reversible case into a dual canvas for creativity. 1930s Art Deco. I can't pronounce those words. Celebration of design, artistry, and contemporary innovation. So here we go. Pretty strong lugs there. Those are pretty aggressive. What do we got here? So we kind of have a reversal look, but not really. It opens up, right? And then you have an engraving. Oh, okay. So they have designs on them. Cabriolet. I mean, it's pretty impressive what Universal Genève did in dropping all of these all at the same time. That's pretty impressive in 2 years' time to come up with I don't know, 6 more model lines than Audemars Piguet has. I mean, let's be real. And APE was amazing too. Their booth and their display in their at Watches and Wonders. Huge lines, by the way. We got an appointment, didn't wait on the line, and came back when we had our appointment. Got right in, hung out by the bar, was offered, drink, champagne. We relaxed and basically then we did the tour, and the tour was insane. Nothing more to say about it. A lot of archive watches. I wish they had a little bit more of a robust collection, which they don't. So all the compacts, Pole Router, we went through all these. Cabriolet, not here, but on another show. The Pole Router is kind of one of their big draws. I don't know, Bob. This kind of reminds me. Look, I don't know. I think you have. Yeah, I know you have a Reverso. I would stick with that. These are interesting. I don't know. This reminds me of like a Bowman Mercier, the Hampton watch. I know it's not, and I know these are, special dials, probably, enamel possibly, or yeah, interesting paintings. But I definitely don't want. I wouldn't want this guy on my watch. I wouldn't want to look at that every day. That's just me. Get a Reverso. That's what I would do. Let's see. Okay, Pole Router. While we're on Universal Genève, yeah, this watch is pretty clean. I mean, this looks good. Micro rotor. I don't know. I mean, this to me looks like an Omega. At first glance, I'm seeing an Aquaterra case. I don't know. It was a sector dial. I guess this looks like a sector dial. Interesting window on the date. The date window is what do you call that shape? Is that a rhombus? It's interesting. I like it. It's a little creative, little flair. It's kind of neatly done. It actually mirrors the hour markers in terms of the shape. It's just an elongated version of those hour markers. Yep. So it's the same kind of shape. I like the way they did that. That's nice. Yeah, Pole Router, but I think these are super expensive, right? Let's see if they show prices. Here we go. Yeah, 40,000 Swiss francs. Well, this one at least has the diamonds on it. Okay, so I pulled up the Pole Router. I can't even pronounce that. Berry. I don't know why I'm looking at these. Bob, you have me going down a rabbit hole here. Let's see. Pret-a-Porter. I'm trying to Pole Router date. Okay, let's discover this one. I just want to see the prices. Here we go. All right, 16,000 Swiss franc. I don't know. Blue dial, sunray satin finish, circular brushing, sunray inner bezel, luminescent hands, blah blah blah. Two variants, the blue, and then it's got pre-order. Yeah, no thanks. 14,000 Swiss franc. 14,000 Swiss franc. This one's black. I thought they have a blue. Yeah, blue is 16,000. So I guess because it's on a bracelet. Do you really like this pattern on the bracelet? I'm looking at that. I don't think I do. I actually don't think I do. I prefer this maybe on this strap. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, here we go. So on the strap, so two variants. Black, 14,000, so it's 2,000 Swiss franc less. Then on the bracelet, here's one on the brown. Oh, this is gold, 32,000. I don't know. I don't know about this pole router. It's almost not elegant enough to be a dress watch. I've seen much elegant more. I'd get a Chopard LUC. What, the 1860? I would get the Patek for sure over this thing. It's an Omega Aquaterra. I'd skip it. I don't know what I just did. I would skip it. I would skip it. Hold on, I'm pulling up one other now that I'm stuck on Universal Genève collection. The compacts. Let's see what this compacts. This is their this is their chronograph, I think. The compacts. Oh, right. Yeah. I don't like the hands. Is an immediate no. I would never buy this. No. Pole router, we looked at cabriolet. Yeah. All right, enough of that. Out. We lost viewers. We didn't really have any, but we lost whoever we had. I don't. You're posting in the WhatsApp, but you're leaving Kaplan out. Wow. GMT, right? He is. Oh, he's posting in the group. Son of a bitch, man. I'm carrying his channel. I'm keeping his channel afloat, and yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's probably doing nothing. Someone should reach out to him. Did anyone tell him? I didn't even tell him, so he may be pissed. I have no idea, but it would be nice if somebody came on here. All right, I'm gonna text him right now. Where are you? Okay, on show. Okay. No one's gonna bother me. I don't know how they're gonna stay in business though. If no one buys them. Pole Rider's nice but overpriced. Yep, too expensive. Pull up the IWC Paul Weber. It's on European Watch. It's a Zeitwerk style from IWC. Oh, GMT just responded. I'm gonna tell him to jump on. You know, Vimal, I'd like to. I would do that, but I'd prefer to pull up the actual Watches and Wonders IWC, because I want to keep this focused as much as possible on Watches and Wonders pieces or on recent things like the Universal Genève. 11,000 tops, yeah, especially in the steel, no doubt. They suck. Thanks. We just went down a rabbit hole to look at shitty, ugly watches, Bob. Whoever brought up is an idiot. Oh wait, yeah. Hell, we killed time, so that's kind of good. Drag this out a little bit. Maybe GMT is gonna fire up his computer if he's not working and cutting Souvla, or making commercials. I think I'm gonna go back to the old format where I can just pull up videos and not care about copyright strikes because it's entertaining and fun. You know, and I could throw some old clips in here. Yeah, why are you leaving Cap? Good point, Bob. Glad you put that out there. I am on an island. Here we go. So Tory Briard launched a new jump hour. Yeah, I've seen it. I think I'm sure. Yes, I have seen it. In fact, all right, here we go. I'm gonna do this the low production way. I'm gonna go to my photos. See, it's good to have these archives, right? I'm gonna try to. It's not the best viewing experience. All right, well, let me just show you. He was a U.S. brand ambassador from Moser. I think Moser had some cool stuff too. Moser had that weird pump, the pump watch. I thought that was hokey, so I'm not a fan. I did see that. I did try to pump it and get the power reserve up. It was like all in black. But Moser, they had a prominent space. They had moved from, I think, a backspace in the fair in the Palexpo to a much more prominent place. So that means they're spending more money. And people like Moser do not Do not sleep on Moser. Okay. And the guy, I don't know, whoever this guy is here. I'm going to show you this dude. This guy is the U.S. president or something for Moser. There he is. So it's the guy on my right. Sharp dressed man there. As I'm rocking jeans. That was a mistake too. Actually, it doesn't look that bad, but I had like chinos or beige pants the day before. I think it's just a better look. All right, Satori Bayard. Let's let me try to find those photos. Here is me at Audemars Piguet. That was our tour guide. Link. Oh shit. Come on, he can't link. He needs. Oh, I didn't link anybody. What the fuck? What am I doing? What am I doing? How do you do? Where's the link? Link. Invite guests. Oh, here we go. Jesus. Here we go. GMT's gonna save me. He's got keys to the channel. Why does he need the link? And I guess you could pin the link too. I don't know how you pin the link. There's a lot that I don't know. Oh, this was the book. So you get in and they had this person. They had a representative of AP, a worker here. Basically open up this book and it would, it's like I don't know what they call it when you open a book and kind of a paper mache. Is that paper mache? They have the factory founded in. It's just one by one. They're opening pages to this book in this exhibition. Yeah. I mean, the exhibition in AP was insane. Yeah, 150 right there. It goes on and on. It was me. Me with the our tour guide, who, by the way, was hired by AP. She's actually works at like a horological institute and doesn't even work for AP. GMT.
You finished?
GMT.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You really don't know how to run a show, do you? Where
Hey,
the
I'm
fuck is the
doing-
link for people to jump on if they want to? Not that
They
anyone
could.
wants to, but
Well,
just
they don't
in
want to.
case.
If they wanted to, they would say drop the link, right?
Yeah, but some people are shy. You know what I mean?
Here's
You
the
don't even
Neo.
tell me. You
here's
don't
the
even
Neo
tell me
frame.
anything, mate.
Here's a Neo.
What's
frame.
that? Who's that? Who's that boosted?
That's that AP Neo frame.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. That's nice. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
The first one is. The second one is a skeleton.
No, the first one. I'm talking about the first one.
Yep.
Jesus.
And this
There you
was
go.
this was the original.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I kind of like.
Look,
the
even if I
original.
even
like the
even
original.
if I didn't, I'll pretend that I knew anyway. So just to make it easy for you.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Thanks for jumping on.
Well, I'm at work right now. I just had a few minutes to spare, so I thought I'd jump on and I don't know what I'm doing on here, but I'm here.
Thanks for getting
Do you
me
know
the
what I
John
mean?
Mayer hug. Yeah, really. I wish I got the John Mayer. That would be insane. A children's pop-up book. Yes, that's what it's like. A children's pop-up book. Like a
Cap, I'm in a bit of a dilemma here.
Sure. What's the dilemma?
I'm
What happened?
tossing over I'm thinking about getting the Polar or the Coke, but both neo vintage. Obviously,
That's-
the Coke you can't get anything else but neo vintage. But
Yeah, that doesn't sound like much of a dilemma to me.
I don't know which one to get. I'm thinking maybe the Polar, and then I'm thinking maybe the Coke. I don't know.
Do you really want a Polar? I'm with AB. I'm gonna give you AB's answer. Very simple.
What's AB's? Listen, come
It's
on.
right there.
Coke, the Coke is too similar to Pepsi,
Pepsi.
which I have.
I have both.
That's right.
I have both, and having the
But-
Pepsi discontinued makes it harder. I'm keeping it now. I'm keeping it because
What
it's
What are you
discontinued.
keeping? What are you keeping? Which one?
Well, I'm keeping both, but I'm keeping the Pepsi.
So what does that mean?
I don't know what it means. It means I have too many watches. I'm trying to sell this. So I fired up the stream and I'm offering this with an autograph, special autograph. I'm trying to sell this. And
No chance.
I'm trying to sell
You're stuck with it. You're stuck with that cat. You're stuck
no,
with
no, I can get it. There's none for sale in the States. I could put it on Chrono 24 or
it. There's
eBay.
plenty in Australia. There's plenty in Australia.
Yeah, okay.
But lucky
Listen,
you're not in Australia,
trying to,
right?
I'm trying to sell the piece, so don't ruin the sale.
I'm just fucking with you, Cap. Of course, there's none in America, guys. You're fucking
By the way, I also-
of a life.
By the way, I also showed these guys the Sea Dweller because the person who was
Is that-
thinking about buying it
That's
passed on it.
that's going under the hammer too, yeah.
That's going under the hammer. Yeah, maybe we should do an auction with a reserve. See
Why
if we
not?
can bid that thing up.
What are you going to start off? 99 cents.
Add a couple of zeros. 9,900 sounds about right, but I
9900.
I'd prefer not to go under 10 grand because I bought the bullion table and the booklet with the pen, the pencil or whatever it is, the calendar, the anchor. You know, that takes work and that takes time, and time is money. Oh,
You're getting
I
a few
have-
people saying Coke here, man. Coke,
I
Coke,
have,
Coke,
I have
Coke,
a
Coke,
mint,
Coke.
I have a mint Sea Dweller 16600, and everyone else doesn't. And I'm willing to part with it if you're willing to part with your cash. That's the way,
It's very
that's
hard to
the way
get.
it
It's
works.
very hard. Well, I've got something that's going under the hammer as well.
And I got a lot of there's tire kickers, man. They're all, juiced up. They want to buy it. Yeah. I finally
I'm always
decide I'm
juiced
going
up.
to sell on it, and I get rug pulled. So, be careful. Don't, I don't like to be jerked around either. Just either you're going to buy it. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it,
There's nothing worse than being jerked around.
good
You want to do the
riddance.
jerking.
You
You
know
want
what
to
I
do
mean?
the jerking off yourself.
Right.
Not other
Do you
people
want to be
jerking
the
you off.
jerk? You want to be the jerker or the jerk off?
That's right. You want to be the
Really
jerker.
the question. The Polar is great. It's just a tad bit too big. I flirted with the Polar a while back, but I've kind of moved on from that. I've moved off of it. It's a great tool watch. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. You got the steel bezel, a white dial for Rolex. Other than that, or the white dial, for the professional models. What, you can get a white dial Sky Dweller?
Sky Dweller.
Get a Sky Dweller. What are you going to get with a white dial from Rolex? A Land Dweller? A
Polar.
1908? No, that's what I mean. What else besides a Polar Explorer 2 or a Sky Dweller?
Well,
What are you
in
gonna
the
get?
in the professional line,
In the
right, that's what
professional
they
line?
call it. In the professional line, it's pretty much. There's not much.
Not much. That might be the only two. Hold on, GMT. I just want to go. I'm going to go full screen for a second. I think you might be kicked to the back. Yeah. So this is some AP stuff. There's the Spider-Man. There's the. Was that the fucking who was that? There's a Travis Scott. There's some older AP, maybe a first gen 72 Royal Oak. There's the Cause, Spidey. There's the Spider-Man concept. That's the there's the perpetual blue dial. Yeah, I like that. Travis Scott. Yeah, so they had the unique APs, really a lot of stuff there. Hold on, let's get him back. Hey, GMT. GMT?
Why are we like this? What the hell's going on with this shit? This is weird that you guys see.
Yo.
That's better. Shit.
A Mazal's a Mazal. Yeah, we didn't quite have a Mazal, but let's just say folks expressed serious interest. Seemed like they were a done deal, just working on price. And you could always negotiate, you know. Nothing wrong with counters. You know, an offer is an offer. Doesn't mean someone has to accept it, but you could counter, you know. If you don't like the offer, you know what you do? Counter. AB Chopard just released a new pistachio. Butthole dial. Yeah, I don't think I would like the.
Not another butthole doll. I don't want another butthole doll. Fuck the butthole dolls.
Yeah, the
Not
Alpine
literally,
Eagle.
just yeah.
Not a huge fan of the Alpine Eagle, man. I would go, you know, L'Oreal.
Overrated.
I would go Engineer or L'Oreal. That's if I were to go.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not the best,
Yep.
but not bad.
Yeah, Chopard, I would go Chopard LUC. They showed us a Chopard and they said it's 14,000. I was like, really? It was a Chopard LUC dress piece. And it was like 14,000. I said, how is that possible? It looks hand finished, this and that. And they said, oh, it's not Geneva Seal. I said, I thought all LUC were Geneva Seal. They said, no. Oh, not all. This one isn't. So there's
At
only
least you don't have a butthole doll.
Yeah, I don't like those dials. Perfect daily beater. So again, back to your dilemma, right? Do you have a beater? That's a silly question. I know you like, you know. I know
I've got plenty of beaters and I beat off as well.
Right. Man, this show is going down the toilet fast.
I'll tell you something. Ever since I've jumped on, at least you gained a couple of viewers, all right? So stop complaining.
Yeah, again, like 2 viewers, but are they the viewers that we're trying to reach? Are these really is this really the target audience?
Cap, now that I said that, I've got to go. I'll be back in a minute.
Where are you going?
I've got to serve some customers, man. I'm here to work.
You're here to beat. Are you beating some eggs with an egg beater? And you're going to serve your customers Greek style omelets? A Greek omelet with feta, some olives, right? Where's GMT, man? I need someone to bounce things off of, even if he drags the show down into the gutter. Bamal, polar on the wrist and Coke in the nose. Oh, God. Next. Coke aluminum bezel is just much cooler than the polar. It is. There's no doubt. Be tough for GMT without an AD unless he wanted to spend through the nose, through his coked up nose, $2,000 or more for a Jubilee, because that Jubilee really adds.
But that's the thing. I don't have a fucking ID near me, man. That's the thing that's fucked.
Hey, look, we
So
jumped
where am I
up,
going to get a Jubilee from?
up your ass. That's where you're going to get a Jubilee from.
Oh, fucking, I probably got a best chance of doing that. Fucking up my
fucked.
answer, right?
Your chance
Fucking,
of getting
I'm
a Jubilee.
I'm fucked. You know what? I'm fucked. I'm fucked sideways.
You have 2 chances of getting a Jubilee. You want to know what those are? Slim and none. Those are your 2 chances of getting a fucking Jubilee for a Pepsi or for a Coke or a Pepsi. Why don't you get the Coke, then get an additional aluminum bezel for your Coke, get a Pepsi bezel, and get a black bezel, and then you could sell your and cash in on your profits for your ceramic. Why don't you do that?
Why don't you just get fucked? How's that? I'm not selling my fucking Pepsi.
Fucking, you are selling your Pepsi.
I'm not selling my Pepsi. I love my Pepsi. Do you see my avatar? Can you see my avatar right now? Do you know what that avatar is? That's
yeah.
ceramic Pepsi bezel.
Yeah, you know what?
I ain't getting rid of that.
That could be aluminum too. What's the difference? That could just as easily be aluminum.
No, it can't. You look at the numbers. You just look at the whole thing. It's not an aluminum bezel. You gotta be complete retard to think it's an aluminum bezel. You're not a watch collector if you think that is.
Yep. Gotcha. Well, we're still up. We're at 16 holding strong with no preemption. By
You
the
know
way,
what? I feel sorry for these. I feel sorry for these 16 viewers that they got to sit here and listen
don't
to
feel
us
sorry.
talk shit about buttholes and fucking aluminum bezels. What the
They-
fuck?
listen, I don't feel sorry for them at all because you know what? They have the option to just turn us off, watch something else. Hey, should we pull something up? Actually, I'm going to go look for this IWC.
As long as you don't pull something out, we should be good.
IWC. You know what we could do? Now, I don't want to waste people's time by watching like Time and Tide talk about watches. We don't want to do that. IWC. What's the name of the watch they came out with? All right, new release.
Fuck knows, you're telling the story.
You know, you like IWC, right?
Ah, they're right. Not my biggest fucking favorite brand, but it's all right. Fucking, they've got a lot of history. I'll give them that.
All right. Well, I'm going on their website right now, and first
Oh,
thing
guys,
I
get ready
see.
to get bored shitless.
Now it's a cool looking watch, but their website absolutely sucks. So I just tried to pull something up here. Watches and Wonders novelties. Here we go. Because I didn't see.
I'll be back. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, here we go. Good. We're gonna do this. You know, it's funny. We can do Watches and Wonders after I got back from Watches and Wonders. Now I'll figure out what the hell was at the show that I missed. All right, here we go. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? I want volume. Is there volume on this thing? I want volume, man. Nothing. You know, how can you put something like this up? Space flight qualified. Very cool. How can you do this? What the fuck? Discover what's new. So this is weird. This is clean. Never seen a watch like this. Engineered for the next space age. It's kind of got a debitoon looking style. It's on a rubber. What is this? This I would have liked to have seen. And I was right there with the IWC. They see that's why you go in to the booth. Space flight qualified, engineer, discover what's new. All right. Pilots, Venturer vertical drive, mechanical watch, human space flight, and timekeeping in orbit. Tested by partner Vast and is certified for flight to Haven 1. Oh, okay. Scheduled to become the world's first commercial space station. Okay. Certified for flight to Haven 1.
Have we got a front on picture of that? Or is it just side on? Did we just look at it?
I mean, this is pretty. Now it's coming. I don't know. Here it is. I have to scroll.
Yeah, so is she. She's coming too.
Dude. I mean, I guess this is technically your channel, so you can say whatever you want, but come on.
No. Respect to you. I can't say whatever I want because it is your show.
You just if it's my show, then yes, you can't. We have to be careful, you know, be a little bit careful. Yeah, here it is.
Okay, 1 minute. Bamal wants me to. Is that Bamal? Yes, Bamal.
This is it. Oh, Bamal. Where's Bamal?
Is that Bamal? No, is that the one that street got up now? Is that Bamal? Who's that?
What the fuck?
I can't see him on my phone. Who have you got on the chat now on the screen? Who have you got up? Is that Bamal?
It's Bamal's comment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So he wants a wrench. 1 second.
Why does he want a wrench?
Maybe I shouldn't give him one. Is that what you're saying?
Give me a wrench. We'll post a link on here.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what he wants.
I don't know, man. If you give him a wrench, he could cause a lot of damage.
Okay, I'm not giving him a wrench then.
It's your
No,
channel.
no, I'm not doing it. You just fucking scared the shit out of me.
Oh, I don't. I know. I'm not saying him specifically. I'm just saying I don't know.
You don't trust Bamal? I thought Bamal was your friend. But you don't really know Bamal.
No, I know him through chats and whatnot. I have no issue. I think anyone, so he can nuke GMT's inappropriate comment. No, once they're stated, I guess he could. He could probably. I don't know what people with rent. All he can do is
What can he do? He said he's going to
people.
post a link. What could he possibly be doing?
I didn't even know you could post a link with a wrench.
Yeah, he can. That's why the people want
I-
wrenches.
I thought
I'll give
you-
him a wrench. What's going to happen? What's the worst that can happen?
It's your channel. I don't care what happens. But the thing about it is, with a wrench, you can. I know you can get rid of. Other people.
Marcelo said hello. Marcelo's here. Oh,
Yeah,
hi,
yeah.
Marcelo.
I said hello to Marcelo before.
Yeah, he just said hi just then. Maybe he's saying hello to me.
Yeah, probably. Probably. The Knicks just embarrassed Atlanta. Good. Is that series over, Jay Giddey? I know the Mets got smoked last night. I don't really watch them. I know JJ and I think you may watch the Mets, man. I'm a Mets fan, born and raised. But
What link does Bamal want to share? Do you know? It's not a
dude,
link to
stop.
Pornhub,
I
is
don't
it?
care. Don't derail. Let's not spend too much attention on it. I don't know what he wants to do.
When
Either
Bamal
give
is
him a
not,
wrench or not.
Bamal,
Who gives a- This is not, it's derailing. It's derailing to the content.
hang on, wait a minute. How the fuck are we derailing the show when the last show's already derailed?
No, you're derailing it by talking about the wrench.
Well, what is this? What else is there to talk about?
All right, so I'm going to scroll comments, Burping hard, so we can nuke Mr. GMT's inappropriate comments. We talked about that. His OnlyFans. No, I'm a Yankees guy. Okay, well, Yankees always do well. What I don't understand about the Mets and the Yankees is the Mets spent a lot of money, and so do the Yankees. Now, I know the Yankees spent a lot of money in a lot of years, like Dave Winfield years and some Steinbrenner years, that they didn't do well for a while.
Why the fuck? Why are we talking about the Yankees now? I'm confused.
Because one of our can you stop, cutting me off? One of our dear viewers.
Why are you getting so aggressive?
And supporters, because I'm trying to answer this guy, Jay Giddey, who's a longtime supporter of JJ and us, and give him an explanation.
Yeah, I love Jay Giddey. He's a fucking
And you're
legend.
cutting me off. What the fuck? You're talking about wrenches and whatever else. I want to give him value for money.
Maybe that's a good idea. Give wrenches to everyone.
So Yankees guy, right? So they spent a lot of money, and they were in a funk for a while, but they can buy basically really good players, and they're always good. They were always making the playoffs and spending money. The Mets spend money, and they lose 18, 19 games in a row. They went 11 and they lost 11-2 yesterday, maybe worse, and they completely suck. So,
Bro, we're talking about wrenches.
what's
We're up
going
at
on.
14 viewers. Now you started talking about Yankees, and now we're
Yeah,
going down to
okay.
10. How the fuck does that work?
I've been consistently at 14. Yeah, you're overthinking this. Vimal is good. I have no issue. So look, Vimal stopped chatting ever since we started talking about
Yeah,
wrenches.
because see, you scared him off because you wouldn't let me give him a wrench.
It's not my channel. You could do whatever you want.
No, but it's your show. I can't do whatever I want.
All right, whatever. Wrenches for everyone. But the Mets never have a plan. That's true. Yeah, Vimal is now in hiding. He's in the witness protection program because you didn't give him a wrench. All right, AB's back. Vimal, come back. Yeah, exactly. Maybe got insulted. Vimal's a good, close, dear friend of mine who I never met, but I've spoken to, I think a couple of times. Vimal, come back. Oh, he might be on. Right. We've gone so long on this show. We're at almost pushing on 2 hours. The last 10 minutes has been spent on wrenches. Vimal is watching Vucom live on eBay. I got to check. That's the last thing I want to do is check out auction sites on Vucom. But I'm sure that's addictive. So
I don't know what you've been talking about, but you dropped down again. What the?
No, we're up at 15 now. So you're wrong.
Now we're at 15. How
You're
the
wrong.
fuck did you get it to 15? What are you talking
You're wrong.
about? What could be so interesting?
You're
Seriously.
wrong. If you just stay quiet, we'll keep growing the audience.
Okay, all right. I'll stay quiet. Fuck it.
Vucom live. Until my idea that OP Jubilee tickle my talk. Yeah, what did he say to that? Tickle my talk. Pound salt, or just give it time and you're on the list and you're registered with 1,000 other names. What's the story there? Because it's going to be a very short
See,
run.
you fucked it. Whatever you're doing, you're dropping again.
GMT, man, just let me run the show. Don't come on and crater
It's
it.
all right. As soon as I start talking, it goes up again. See that?
That's because you have 6 troll accounts. But again, I'm answering Tickle My Talk, and I'm trying to get his take. 100-year wait. Okay. There you go. You're not getting it. I'm not getting it. But don't you think, I don't know if you guys agree, that I may have had an outside kind of long shot, like a really dark horse, if you will, shot in the dark, being in Geneva.
I'm gonna go give Romola a wrench. I'll be back.
Okay. Being in Geneva, I don't know. You just never know what's going to happen, when you're out there. And if you don't ask, you don't get in life, right? They always say that. So it just makes me wonder if you'd ever get the call, because it's not like I'm getting calls left and right from my AD who's here locally. So maybe when you're overseas, you have somewhat of an advantage. You're not just like everybody else, even though there's a ton of Americans that go through there. But I don't know. Sometimes foreign countries, they welcome foreigners, and you'd be surprised. They treat you. They'll treat you as good as nice as, if you treat them well, they'll treat you well. I was just
Romola, can
there.
Romola write something to see if he's got a wrench, please?
Vimal did write something. Oh, he had to run an errand. Yeah, Vimal
No,
caused
right.
a lot of controversy. I wanted to give you a wrench. GMT was fighting it.
You're a
I said,
fucking
Vimal's a
You're
good
a
friend of mine.
fucking malaka.
I've spoken to
Oh, this
Vimal.
guy's a malaka.
I've spoken to Vimal on many occasions. We've had amazing
You're
conversations.
a fucking malaka.
I'm
You
going.
know
I
that.
think he's up in the Great North, right? I'm going to be going for a special visit to Montreal in a few months. It's already booked.
Romola, can
I
you
think
please write
Vimal
something
is
to make sure
not.
you've got a wrench?
I don't think Vimal's in Montreal, and I
For
don't
fuck's
want to.
sake, write something, Romola.
Otherwise, we would share.
No, fuck it. Don't worry about writing shit.
We would have
This
dinner
guy's full of
together.
shit, by the way, Romola.
We would
Go
have
back
dinner
and watch what
together.
happened.
What
Go
are you
back
gonna?
and watch what.
What are you gonna do for Vimal? Nothing.
Hang on, he's writing awesome cap. I'm the one who gave him the fucking
Thanks,
wrench.
Vimal. Right back at you, man. Appreciate that.
Get
It's because
fucked,
you're.
Romola, go back and watch the fucking
It's
stream.
your.
You'll
it's
see
your-
that I was the one.
It's
I was
your
the one that
influence.
was going
Oh
to
shit!
give you a
Vimal's got
wrench.
a wrench. How did that happen? Vimal, with great power comes great responsibility. So you are entrusted with the wrench. Use it in good, wear it or use it wisely. Use your power wisely. All righty. Thank you for the wrench. Yeah, Montreal. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to be staying in old, what's it called, Old Montreal. I want that kind of historic feel, and
No problem, Romola. You can share the link now.
I understand they speak French, and I think that'll be cool. That'll be really cool. So here's this IWC. I didn't get to see it in the middle. I'll see it around in my boutique. They should have one of these enter microgravity mode. What does that mean? Let's see this thing. Skip intro. How come I'm not getting any GMT? I'm not getting any noise on this.
Because you didn't click sound before you fucking before you shared it.
Because you didn't click back and chat. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
When you share something, there is a button down below the share.
Really?
There's a sound button. Yes, you got to click it.
Before you click the share button?
When you click the share button to open up a page, right?
All
Before you
right,
open it up,
I'm gonna do this again. Okay. So now I'm gonna click share screen, right?
Yeah.
Don't show these tips again. All right. Some screen let you share. Look for the share audio checkbox on the next
Exactly.
window. Also share tab audio.
Yes.
No, it's already toggled. It's already.
Well, then they've got no sound then. What do you want?
Hold on. Oh, the phone. Hold on, GMT. You're right. You're right about that. It says share audio. All right, let's see.
No,
Maybe-
fucking shit, bro. I know my shit. You know what I always say to my friends? And I
Yeah, what's
stick
that?
quiet. My shit always works.
All right, vertical drive, new era of purpose, designed space watches, engineered from the ground up, human space flight and timekeeping in orbit, first of its kind. I mean, look, there's a satellite. It's got VAST on it. You see that, or Nest, whatever they call this shit. EVA, EVA activity, extra vehicular activity. Shout out to Ed White. Shout out to Ed White. The Ed White, never on the moon. Never on the moon. During which astronauts exit the spacecraft wearing pressurized suits and gloves. Okay. Clutch mechanism, the vertical drive transmits the rotations, blah, blah, blah. One extend. All right. A lot of tech here. Don't want to really get into it. Here's the dimensions for diameter 44.3. It's pretty big, huh? Ceramic with ceratanium bezel. 120
What the fuck
hour
is this
power
shit?
reserve. Strap is 20, and I guess it tapers down to 18 rubber white. This is the design with a dual time zone function. What does this mean? Mission time on a 24-hour scale. There you go. So it's got it. Okay, it's a dual time. Okay. Outer edge of the dial. Yeah. GMT format used on Earth, blah, blah, blah. And organize and manage work and sleep cycles in orbit. Okay.
By the way, is this the link to the Mo shit?
I don't know. Are we shared a link? Official timekeeper.
Get with the program, Cap. Get with the program.
I'm looking at this video. I'm looking at this article. All right. What did he share?
You're scared everyone. Don't forget Cap.
Cap, registering at Geneva ADs really help. A lot of people from the Asia do it and get it out. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Vimal, you're not wrong. I know. I should have done that. There's no doubt. It is too big. I agree with that. Once you see it, welcome. Once you see it, the watch is meant to be worn over a spacesuit. It's too big for regular wear. Yeah, it is.
What's going on once you see it?
So GMT, Vimal's agreeing with what I had said earlier.
About what?
I should have registered for some pieces in Geneva, like with Rolex. I
Yeah,
was
but
at
you're dumb shit.
a boutique.
Well,
was
why
at a
didn't you
boutique.
register? What the hell's wrong with you? Why didn't you register?
Well, I was with OC, and we were basically handling all those new releases, the novelties that they had, and I was kind of more focused and in shock that we were able to see those before Watches and Wonders. So the guy was asking if we were interested in anything, and OC didn't register either. So
So in other words, you shut the bid. Fucking.
Kind of. I mean, the guy's handing us chocolates on the way out. Rolex chocolates. They're damn good too.
With laxative.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Where are you?
Oh my god. I'm here, but I'm going.
Where you going?
It's almost my lunchtime.
All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up too. We're over 2 hours at this point. I'm running out of steam, and I don't really have much more to talk about or anything to talk about. GMT.
Were you talking to me? My daughter was talking to me. Sorry, mate.
Dr.
What were you
Lecter.
saying?
Dr. Lecter.
Dr. Lecter. What the fuck are you talking
Dr.
about?
Lecter. Hey, I saw
Have you listened,
Superman. I saw Superman on the plane ride to Geneva.
What'd you think?
I thought it was really good. I thought it was
Yeah, I
good.
thought you enjoyed it. I thought you enjoyed it.
I did. There was a lot of dog in there. There's no doubt there was a lot of dog, but
Yeah, because the director loves dogs. He's a big fan of dogs.
yeah, I mean, I could have used it without some of it. It was a little bit much, kind of a little distracting, but I thought
Listen, you're giving mixed messages here, man. People might think you're a dog hater.
I'm not, but I just felt the movie's not about a dog. It's not about Superdog. It's about Superman and Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but
and
they
all that.
made him a little bit of a soft cock, to be fair.
Well, isn't Clark Kent kind of a soft cock? Or you meant
Well,
Superman? being a soft cock?
no, but he's meant to play as a soft cock. Superman should not be a soft cock. He should be very hard.
Let me ask you something though. That movie, from what I remember it again, because I was tired and flying, basically said that his parents, Jor-El and right, the wife, I don't know her name.
Well, by the
Superman.
way, spoilers, guys, spoilers. But the movie has been out for a while.
Right. So put on your mute if you don't want us to talk about it, but don't listen. Don't listen to us, put us on mute. They basically made it out, and that's true, unless you think that video footage was altered, or the parents really wanted him to dominate and take over?
Now, I've got a feeling that it's been altered, but the director's saying no, that's what it is. But he could be misleading us as well. So.
Well, how come after all this time he's saying that's what it is? He's saying that's the way the movie was. That's the way it's.
That's the way he read it. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. That's the way he read it.
That's kind of interesting. I mean, and look. I guess that's a view that they would want Superman to take over, right? To dominate the planet.
Well, normally it's always the aliens that want to take over the Earth, right? Always. It's how it normally falls out. Right?
Right.
So that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, he could have had ultimate power and taken over. Why not? He's the strongest man in the world, so with all these superpowers. But I got to tell you, Lex Luthor did a damn good job. That guy is clever.
Oh yeah, man.
Lex Luthor is pretty damn good. And they had some characters in there that you know who they are, but I don't.
I've got to cut this conversation short. I really have to go now.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Stay sexy.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, everybody. Ciao. We're out. Later.